This YouTube short has got over 112 million views. Now, YouTube shorts pay between $30 and $150 for every million views, meaning on average, this video here would have made nearly $7,000. And if we go onto their account, you can see it's not just one video that's gone viral. Pretty much every single video that this account posts gets millions and millions of views. 112 million views, 60 million views, 60 million views, 57 million views, 54 million views, 50 million views. And so in today's lesson, I'm going to break down a full step-by-step course on exactly how you can crush it with YouTube automation. So this is the itinerary of today's lesson. This is going to go on for about an hour to 2 hours. It's going to be everything that you need to get yourself started. We're going to start off going through all the tools that you need. And mostly I'm going to show you how to do this for as little to no upfront cost as humanly possible. In fact, there's only one simple AI tool that you need to be able to see success with YouTube automation and get results just like this. Then we're going to go through how to find your viral niche, an untapped niche that nobody else is posting in that gives you an unfair advantage to going viral on YouTube. Step number 2, I'm going to show you how to come up with your best viral video ideas. This is how to come up with videos that we know are going to get millions and millions of views. And in fact, we're going to be using one of the tools we mentioned in the introduction to clone existing videos with AI. Finally, I'll show you how to best set up your channel, the best settings, the best things you need to do with like tags, hashtags, descriptions, all that kind of stuff to maximize your content. Then we're going to go through and actually make our first video. Then I'll show you how to post it with the best settings to make sure you get the highest quality. And finally, I'm going to go through exactly what your posting schedule should look like and the analytics you should be looking for to maximize your chances of going viral. So sit back, relax, learn everything, take notes. This is going to be an absolute blast of a class. So let's go through all the tools that we need to get this started. There are only 3 tools that we're going to need to use, and only one of them is paid. The first one is a software called Clonio.io. I'll leave a link down below in the description, as well as a discount code that is going to get you 10% off your first 3 months, plus an extra 1,000 credits worth over $300 completely free of charge. All you want to do is go to Clonio.io. I'll leave a link down below in the description. Go ahead and click on pricing. Come down here to the £39 a month option and go ahead and click on get started. Then you want to go ahead and use this promo code, which is only, like I've not seen this anywhere else, this is only from this video here. Put 7 July, just like that, and go ahead and click on apply. That should give you a 10% discount over the next 3 months. Plus, when you join, you're going to get an extra 1,000 credits worth over $300 free of charge. Now, I think there's only 100 discount codes available. So if you're watching this video and you want to jump on this opportunity, grab it as quickly as possible. I'll leave the link down below in the description, plus a discount code. It's only for the first 100 people. But I recommend trying it even if you're watching this video in a couple of months' time, because the discount codes may not have all expired, they may not have all gone, so it might still be worth giving it a go. Now, the reason why we want to use Clonio is because it contains pretty much everything that we're going to need inside one platform. So instead of having to pay for multiple different tools, Clonio has pretty much everything that you need all in one place. So first things first, the second thing we're going to need is obviously a YouTube account, right? So we've got our software to make the content. The next thing is we need a YouTube account. We'll go through exactly how to make a YouTube channel later on. But the reason why we're going to just use YouTube is we're going to use this for all of our content research. Now, there are paid tools out there, and Clonio has a couple of features to help us with this, but I don't want you guys to be paying for too much. So we're going to be going through the free methods to get yourself viral content and find good content research. Number 3 is CapCut. Now, you have a few choices. If you want, you can pay for CapCut. I think they have a $6 a month starting plan, or around $10 a month, and it goes up to about $120 to $130 per year. Now, I've personally been using CapCut for years, so I really understand how to use it, so I'm happy to use CapCut, but it is going to be an extra cost. Alternatively, inside Clonio, when you go over here to Editor, and you click on Create New Edit, you can give this a name, I'll just call it Test for now, there's actually an inbuilt timeline editor built inside Clonio, meaning you don't necessarily have to pay for a second timeline editor if you don't want to. Once you get that Clonio subscription, you also get an inbuilt timeline editor as well. So it's just personal preference at that point. So realistically, you only need one paid tool, which is Clonio.io. That's going to cover you for your first AI videos. YouTube is free. CapCut is only an extra option, but you can use Clonio to do all of your editing as well. So I'll leave the links to everything that you need down below in the description. Make sure you grab that Clonio subscription, and like I said, use the code 7July. That will get you 10% off plus an extra 1,000 credits for free, worth $300, only for the first 100 people that actually use that discount code. So step 1, really, how do we go ahead and find a viral niche? Now, there are so many different ways to find viral videos, especially for YouTube automation, but there are 3 kind of main methods that I preach to most people. So you can pick whichever method you prefer. I'll go through each one of these with a demonstration on how to use them as well. But there's a doom scroll method, there's the favorite hobby niche, or there's the other country method. Each 3 of these work. It's really up to your personal preference. The doom scroll method is perhaps the easiest, the lowest barrier to entry, but it can yield some pretty good results. It just takes a little bit of time. All you're really going to do is you're going to go onto the YouTube page, click on Shorts, and you're going to create a brand new YouTube channel. Now, the goal of making a brand new YouTube channel is the algorithm has no idea what you're interested in yet. It doesn't know anything about you. It's not going to be biased towards what it shows you, and you're simply going to scroll up and down through the For You page until you find content that you think you can actually generate. This is a slightly unique niche that has a repeatable format. So, for example, this piece of content, while it has got 20 million views, this isn't something that we can repeat time and time again. This is a weird Lego niche. He's made some piece of Lego equipment. We can't create hundreds of videos about this Lego equipment unless we're out there building Lego all the time. So it's not a repeatable format. Whereas something like this is definitely a repeatable format. You can see this is a different YouTube channel to the one that we showed at the beginning of this video, and they've got a very similar niche with a very similar content style, and it's working for them as well. They've got over 14 million views on this video. The next thing that you can look for is content like this, which is real people talking about real things in real environments. Now, this is a repeatable format. You can have the same kind of process that he's doing here with every single piece of content, but my recommendation is to try and find something that you can recreate with AI, because that's how we're going to create our faceless YouTube automation content that you guys are looking for. So essentially, you just start scrolling through until you find different videos that you think have a really cool niche that are super unique. Another method that you can do in this same doom scrolling kind of technique is you can take a broad category like history, for example, right? Where we have loads of different pieces of content and it's a proven format that goes viral quite consistently. And then we try and find a way of making that content slightly unique. And so this is where we get creators like Chloe versus History. If you haven't seen her content, she's absolutely crushing it on YouTube Shorts right now. All she's doing is doing daily vlogs of her traveling back into the past, documenting a day in the life of some important time in history. And this content format is crushing it for her. And so we've just taken a proven format, which is history stories, but we've applied a first-person unique storytelling technique by taking a character, we've sent it back in time, and we're creating a repeatable format. So she can go back to the Titanic, she can go back to the Challenger disaster, she can go back to Jack the Ripper. All these key points throughout history, she can travel back to and she can tell a story from that. So this is a great niche. It's a hugely viral kind of category. And then what you want is you can even take it one step further. So you can pick a broad category, right, whether it's education or entertainment, and then we can move to the right and say, well, what is a broad niche inside that category itself? And that's where we come up with something like history. Then you move one step further and we create this POV history vlog, which is the kind of content that we're seeing over here, which is Chloe versus History. And then we can move one step beyond that as well, which is trying to take our own angle and to put our own unique custom spin on it. It's a proven format that's working, that's consistently going viral for her. And that would be, for example, like a POV history vlog, the same as what we're getting for Chloe versus History, but this time, rather than a random person narrating what's going on, we're going to do it from the viewpoint of an alien or from some uncontacted tribe member. Something that is unique or different and puts a different spin on it that's going to drive a little bit more extra attention onto the video. Now, there are really only three things you need to look for when producing content and coming up with a niche, which is number one, ideally it has to be a unique niche. It doesn't have to be necessarily blue ocean when no one else is doing it at all, but it can be something where it's slightly different, it's subtle, there's a slight difference, which is where, for example, we come up with something like this. We take what's proven to work and we add a slight variation on it. Ideally, in fact, this is probably, I'd say, the most important part, is it has to be repeatable. So, for example, the Chloe versus History niche is we can take our format, which is a daily vlog of a historical event, and there are billions of historical events, and so now we have billions of content ideas. And so we're not just stuck recreating videos all the time or coming up with a new piece of content. We just have a proven format, a proven template, which we can just create over and over and over again. And it has to be proven to some degree. And that's why sometimes going in this direction like this really makes it valuable, because we can start over here and we can go bang, okay, I can see why this is now going to work. We have something that's probably going to work quite well. So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it, which is actually a really good technique, and this is still for reference, bearing in mind the doom scroll method, it's just adding a slight flair to it, is we can take the same format as we have here, right, which is education, but instead of going towards history. So here are just a few examples of things that I've just spitballed right now and we're kind of come up with this video idea, right? So we're following the doom scroll method. All we've done is we've gone onto the platform, we've scrolled until we found something unique or different that we've not personally seen before, that the account is consistently performing on. So we go on to popular, every video is consistently going viral. Even the most latest content is still performing pretty well. They're still getting hundreds of thousands of views. Every single video is getting hundreds, if not thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. And so once we've done that, we can then start expanding on it. So we can take, well, actually, rather than going into the history space and saying, let's just recreate what this person's done and just add a spin on it and go this direction, like I showed you guys earlier, rather than going this direction, we say, actually, we're going to do something slightly different and we're going to go the opposite direction, which is we're going to take that same idea, but we're going to go down a level. And what that basically means is you take the same proven format, but all you're doing at this point is you're saying, let's come up with something different. So it's not history, it could be exploration. And so rather than POV history vlogs, it could be POV exploration vlogs. So it could be as someone is exploring a secret lost city or something. And you can do the same. You can just keep moving further to the right, right? So you can make that the same kind of like extra add-on, which is the POV is done by someone who's like an alien or an uncontacted tribe member. Or we can go down and we can say actually just apply it to a slightly different niche, like science, science discoveries, and then we do interviews at the time of the event that science discovery was taking place. We can move down even further and say like war machines or war stories, and we can do POV, building the technology of war machines in the moment, or like POV, I'm building the nuclear bomb, right? Or interviewing war criminals on their war machinery. So you can start to see how you can take a proven format that we saw here that's absolutely crushing it on the views, and we've taken that format and we've just expanded it, and we've changed a few things. It's come with a whole host of different YouTube channel ideas that are kind of based on proven ideas, but they're still unique and different based on what we said we needed when we created a YouTube channel. And obviously you can just take that one step to make it a little bit more simple, is you can just doom scroll until you find a channel like this that's already performing, already getting views, already going viral, then you just recreate their content. And that comes down to why we're going to be using a software like Clonio.io, because if you go here to clone YouTube video, you can actually take a proven YouTube video that's already gone viral and clone it with AI. And so if you haven't already, grab that down below in the description, because I'll show you what that can kind of do. So if we go back to Bobby26, right, this is a format that we came up with the doom scroll method, which is, okay, let's find a video, an account that's already going viral. This one here, they're crushing it with their content. We can see this video here got 57 million views. All right, if we, wherever it's gone, this one here, 58 million views. And so raises three fingers, he's ordering beer. It's the story from Inglourious Basterds, if you've watched that film. This content crushed it. It's 58 million views. And so we're using this doom scrolling technique. We find it, it's proven to go viral. Then what we do is we use Clonio.io to clone this video with AI. And you can see if I come here down to my generations and renders, we basically go into new video, clone YouTube video. We can upload the screenshots, and we'll do a full tutorial on how to do this. But you're going to get an output kind of like this one here. And this is a cloned version of that video that got 58 million views. So I'll just go ahead and mute this so you can just see the video. And so it's pretty much exactly the same as that video that got 58 million views, but you'll notice that there are a few key differences. So the background, right, is different in this shot here versus the video that we're seeing over here. So if we look at the background here, right, so that background versus that background, two very different backgrounds. Basically what the AI has done is it's cloned the video that's already gone viral, but it's changed a few parts about it to make sure that you don't get demonetized. Like the background of this opening shot versus the background of this opening shot. He's in a bar here, but over here he's in some kind of like, I don't know, map room or something. And so you can, that's one method, which is doing the doom scrolling and finding a proven niche and then copying it and cloning those videos with AI. So the second niche is what I call the favorite hobby niche. This can work really well. But again, it's very similar to this kind of format, where all we're basically doing is we're taking, rather than starting off with whether or not we want educational or entertaining content, we start off with, actually, can we create content in a niche that we have an inherent passion about, right? So that could be bird watching, it could be war. So let's say, for example, we go bird watching, right? And we're going to do bird watching AI content. And we go to shorts. We want to look at, are there any AI videos that have been generated in this niche that are actually going viral? And so click on this video. Look at the number of views that it's got, 19,000 views. It's not really performing that well. Smart AI bird feeder. That's a product review. We could have like, maybe there's like bird facts. Right? We can start to expand in that niche. So we say, okay, if there's a category that you like or you have a passion on, we can try and expand in that and see whether or not we can actually create a piece of content around that sub niche. So why birds swallowed rocks after eating and how fishermen use birds to catch fish. These are two. We could recreate these videos with AI, and they have performed. They have got a lot of views. But if I go onto that person's account, they don't just post, you know, facts about birds. That's not what their niche is. Their niche is pretty much any video, any interesting fact. So they've gone a little bit broader than that. So they're just kind of like a generic fact niche. And so, you know, it could be a good idea, but there's nothing here that's telling me that this is like an absolutely brilliant niche. Like most of the ones that are actually done well are from Zach D Films. But there is some format here. So why birds fly in V formations, how fishermen use birds to get. So there's some demand for this kind of content. And so you could definitely use this as a sub niche, but you'd want to do a little bit extra research. And literally all the ones that are performing are from that same guy. But you know, there's definitely something there. All right, so that's one way we could do this. Okay, so there's a demand to this, right? There are bird facts that people are watching, and they do go quite viral. There are quite a few different facts here, and there's been proven format of some AI content. Well, this is actually 3D animations. And so what we've got now is this. We have a huge market of people that are interested in some form of bird facts. We can see this from the number of videos that are being posted of just specific individual bird facts. Like this one, Cocktail Facts by a Veterinarian, it's got 911,000 views. So that niche does exist. And then we also know that AI content works, and we want to be doing AI content because it means we can get a lot of content produced quickly that can also go viral without us showing our face, because we want to do is faces. We don't want to go out and just film random birds on the street. And so there is sometimes a little bit of overlap, and sometimes there's absolutely no overlap. And so if there is, this niche has been proven, and we know we can create content like that with AI, then we can often overlap them ourselves. And then this section in the middle, this can be where we actually find our advantage, right? Because we're then first to the market by producing viral AI content in a proven niche with a proven format style. And then we're the first people to find that overlap and create that kind of content. And so that's essentially what the hobby niche method is. And we can see that there is demand for AI content in that space, but there's not much of it, which means it's not quite blue ocean, but there's not going to be that much competition. Whereas, say, for example, if I go to War Facts, all right, you can see if we go to Shorts, all of a sudden there are a lot of AI generated videos. And so this is an AI generated video. 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 Pretty much like 50% of the videos are AI generated, and there's a lot of competition. And so we've got millions of views, of course, but if I filter by more recently and we go for like maybe this month, we want to see, are there any shorts that have been posted that have actually gone viral? You can probably do this on your phone, might be easier. I don't think I can do filter shorts by month, but there's a lot more competition. And so what we're facing over here is we're actually facing something where we have something very similar to what we have with the bird facts, but whereas maybe with the bird facts there was little to no overlap with AI content and bird fact niche, what we're having here is we've got the, I don't know, like the war facts niche, right? And we've got the AI content, but now we have a huge amount of overlap, and so that means we've got a lot more competition. And also the audience is well aware of what AI content looks like. And so in this case, while there is still room to do well in this, I would actually recommend we go up here, because we can take much more control of the marketplace. We can deliver a much better result to the audience, get good videos to go viral. We have proven formats that aren't AI generated yet, and so we can stand out and do a lot better, right? And so we can apply this to literally everything. So we can do, for example, science facts. And again, we go into Shorts, and you can start to see whether or not there's any AI content. And like, science facts are interesting because it's one of those things where they can be really boring. This is an AI video and got 15,000 views. That's not a great sign. This one here, another AI video, got 15,000 views, and it was 2 years ago. We're trying to find if there's anything posted like recently. It doesn't really look like there's that many science facts that are actually doing that well. And so this is something that we can get anywhere between 40 views and 400,000 views or 5 million views. So it's not really the most consistent. And so that's essentially the process there, where you go through the process of finding a niche, and what you want to look for is like, one is like, are there any other, you know, people posting in this niche? Are they posting AI content? Is it repeatable? Is it unique? And those things we went through earlier, right? Because oftentimes what people will tend to do is they'll go onto here and they'll type in like, you know, you'll have like those Reddit stories, right? They crushed it years ago and they did really, really well. And you can see they were getting hundreds of thousands of views. But if we go into these channels and we go into their videos, their shorts, we can see they are still doing Reddit stories, but look at the engagement. It's gone right down, 5,000 views, 10,000 views. It's gone right down, versus at their peak, they were doing millions and millions and millions of views. And so these Reddit stories crushed it, but now the competition's way too high. And so what we're having is we're having too many people posting in that niche, and so it's not worth doing anymore. And so then we can try and do what we did earlier, which is we can take a proven niche, like we have here, and then we can try and make it slightly more unique. And that's basically how those text message stories came about, and then turning text message stories into songs, because people were basically moving along this line here. They were going from like, okay, let's do Reddit stories. Right, I'll draw this out. So we started out here with people producing Reddit stories, and this crushed it for a lot of different accounts. You can see, like, a couple of years ago, they were getting tens of millions of views on all of their content. This was 2 years ago. Then what happened is everyone started doing the same thing, started copying that account, and so this got oversaturated, so that no longer worked anymore. And so people then had to adapt it. They went from Reddit stories to things like text message stories, and then this started working really well. And then the saturation there got too much. That stopped working. People moved one step further, which is take those text message stories and they'll sing them as songs. So they'll go to, for example, like using AI to sing a text message, right? If you haven't seen this kind of content before, but there are loads of people that have done this, right? Where they take the text message, but they turn it into a song. And so people are moving down that direction. And so one thing you can also do is you can say, well, actually, this has been dead for 2 years. And so could we come back and revive this? So what you could do is you could say, well, actually, one thing that I've maybe not seen before is rather than text message stories or Reddit stories, which are proven, is we take a proven format, but we say, actually, let's just do Snapchat stories, right? And we take the same thing. And this is something that maybe hasn't been done before. And we're going to research this. We'll come back into here, and we'll go into this, and we'll type in Snapchat stories, right? Go into shorts, and this AI story is so creepy. This is more so how to use Snapchat stories. Okay, so there's this niche here where people are texting with the Snapchat AI. And so you can start to take that same principle, but you're expanding outwards to see whether or not there's an untapped niche where we're taking a proven format that we can then apply to our own niche. And so that's essentially the method that we can use here for our favorite hobby niche, which is taking something that we like, either it's a niche that we like or it's a type of content that we like, and we try and take it and see whether or not there's any competition with it. Is it unique enough? Is there enough demand for that kind of content? And the next thing you can do is this. You can go to Google Trends, all right, and you can actually search, go to Explore, and we can add a search term. So we can say, for example, bird facts. We can search this. We want to do YouTube search, and we're going to do worldwide. So not UK, we'll do worldwide. So we'll do bird facts, and then we'll compare that with, for example, like war facts. And then maybe we'll compare that with something like Reddit stories. And so you can start to see, so Reddit stories is a way more desirable search term right now. Loads of people want to watch that versus bird facts. So the niche over here is way bigger. And so if you're trying to find something that you actually like and you want to produce content over, you can use this as a method. So we can even just do, for example, like history facts. Where does that sit? So history facts is actually better than war facts. So maybe if we want to go down that route, it's like, well, okay, let's take history facts, but let's see if we can kind of broaden that out anymore. And we can say, I don't know, let's try science facts. So you can start to look at what are people actually searching for. History facts still beats it. We could do, let's do history stories, right? Not as good. And so you can start to use Google search trends or YouTube search trends to see the performance over the last few years as well, and to see whether or not it's been improving or like going up or going down over the last few years. And so you can see that Reddit stories really took off, and now there's so much more saturation. And then finally, there's the other country method. So what you want to do is you want to get a VPN to do this. So you can go to VPN. There are lots of free VPNs out there, or there's free trials to VPNs. So Proton VPN here is a free VPN that you can download. Some of them, I don't know, they're fairly cheap to pay for, because if you want to choose custom countries, so this only has 10 countries which are randomly selected, or you can choose from 20,000 servers in 140 countries for £2 a month. So it might be worth paying for a VPN. Once you install a VPN and you select a country, you want to select a country probably in Eastern Europe, somewhere like, Estonia, or even Spain, Netherlands, Bulgaria, probably in a different language where they don't speak English, even Germany. And you want to open up a TikTok account in that country, and you want to start consuming content from that country. And what you'll start to find is there are probably winning niches that you've never seen before that are doing very well in those countries but haven't been taken over to the USA yet. This is a great method. It's basically the same as a doom scroll method, but we're adding an extra element to it, which is trying to find blue ocean stuff that hasn't been brought over to the West yet. So I won't go through this in too much detail because it's exactly the same as the doom scroll method. You're just adding in a VPN and you're searching for different niches that you've not seen before that are actually active in other countries, because if they're proven in places like Estonia or the Netherlands or Spain Spain, the chances are they're also going to work when you apply that kind of content for a US market or a UK market. So then when you create a TikTok or a YouTube account under your own country, it's going to do very well. All right, perfect. So that's step 1 and step 2. So now you have all the tools that you need. You've got your Clonio subscription, which is linked down below in the comment section, where you can go ahead and get that discount code as well. Make sure you've done that. That's 7 July. It gets you 10% off the next 3 months and gets you an extra 1,000 credits worth $300 for free. You've also got your YouTube account and CapCut, if you're going to use that, or you can just use the inbuilt timeline editor that we went through over here. Next up is how to come up with the video ideas themselves. And so this has to happen after this point. So let's say, for example, you've found your niche, right? Let's say we're going to do bird facts. Let's just take this as our niche, right? All we're going to do now is, if we're going to pick that as our niche, we're going to go through and we're going to create a text box, and we're just literally going to find lots of different channels that are producing bird facts, right? Or history facts, whatever it is you want to do. And so we're going to go into shorts, and we're going to see this one. Okay, we're going to copy this as a YouTube video, and we're going to go to text, and we're going to create a big list of different channels that are all posting in this niche. Ideally, what you're looking for is, rather than this case, which is just one single video, is you're looking for channels that are actually posting consistently in that category. So for example here, right, fact poor, 8 months ago, if we go into this, we go to popular, bird fact here. So these are animal facts, so it's slightly broader, and so we can come back to here and we can say, well, actually, if we compare our bird facts, we compare that, for example, to just generic animal facts. Maybe we want to go a little bit more broad. There you go, that works a little bit better. We could even compare that, because sometimes you'll find that like certain animals have more search volume than like the broad category in itself. For example, and I'll show you proof on this, all right? What I mean, if you searched for online business, which is all encompassing of things like SMMA, YouTube automation, dropshipping, AI automation, all that kind of stuff, that's, you would expect that to have the largest search volume. But if we compare that to the likes of the search volume for dropshipping, you can see that dropshipping has a higher search volume than online business, even though online business contains the search of dropshipping. And so you still want to double check that. And so what we're basically trying to do is we're trying to find accounts that are consistently posting in the animal facts space. So we're going to copy this, we're going to go back into here, and we're going to create a big document of all these different videos or accounts that are posting in this niche. And so what you're trying to aim for is 10 to 20 different accounts that are all posting animal facts right now, that are going viral, that are posting consistently. And so we go onto shorts, we're looking at, are their most recent videos still doing well? This account, their videos aren't doing that well anymore. But we could go into popular and we could see, have they gone viral before? They've had one viral video, the rest of them haven't, so this isn't worth copying. And so we're going through, we're trying to find accounts that are consistently going viral, are consistently doing well, that we can copy their content. And so, for example, we'll come into here. This is essentially the process. It takes a little bit of time, but 1,000 views, 4,000 views, this isn't doing very well, so their video is not working. And so we keep going through until we find things that are actually consistently going viral. We're going to find a big list of different YouTube channels. And then once you've found that list of YouTube channels, the main thing that you want to do is take, for example, this account, right, that's crushing it on their content. We go to shorts. We want to monitor that account. So every single day, if you have 10 different profiles, you're going to go onto their profile every single day, and you're going to look, have they posted a video today, and is it doing well? So when was this video posted? This one was posted 27 minutes ago, and it's already got, I think, 120,000 views. 102,000 views. So it was posted 27 minutes ago. And so if it's performing abnormally well for their channel, then it's worth cloning, and that's a viral video idea that you can start creating. So speed is the most important thing. And so, for example, let's go on to our Chloe versus history niche that we were looking at just a minute ago. All right. We're going to go into her videos here and go into shorts. Her most recent video here is on 62,000 views. This one was posted 10 days ago. This one that was posted before that, 99,000 views. This one was posted 11 days ago. So she's not been posting that consistently on her content. This one, 19 days ago. So she's not that consistent, but when she does post a video and it does start to perform, that's a viral video idea that we can start to recreate. Alternatively, what you can do is you can come onto their accounts and you can look at their most recent 10 to 20 videos and see, has there been a video that has vastly outperformed other videos on their account? And so this one here has got 861,000 views. Now, previous ones of theirs are only getting a few 100,000 views on average. And so if there was, say, for example, this one had got like 1 million views, whereas everything else is in 100,000, 200,000 view range, we'd definitely try and recreate their most viral video that's happened most recently. And so there's a few things we're trying to do when we're looking for viral videos. So it really is a 5-step process. Number one, find a list of accounts in your niche. Bare minimum, I would recommend having 10 accounts bare minimum. Ideally, the more you have, the better, because then we follow this process, which is every single day, you're going to bring up all of your accounts. So you want to have a big Google sheet, and it'll look something like this, right? So you just have the channel link, then you want to link all the different channels inside your category. So we're looking at the history space right now. And so we have Chloe versus history. And then what you're going to do is every single day, you're going to log in, you're going to wake up, you're going to go into your Google sheet, and you're going to work your way through this list. And I would recommend trying to add 3 to 5 channels to this list every single day. So eventually you have like 100 to 200 other channels to use as your content inspiration. And remember, this is the slower but free method of finding proven content ideas. So all you're going to do is you're going to click onto the YouTube channel. Once you've done that and you clicked onto it, you're going to look for a new video that's been posted. Then step number 3 is you're going to look, is that video outperforming their channel average? If it is, we're going to recreate that video. So we're going to come into here, we click on Shorts, Latest. Remember, their channel average, we can take the total number of views they've had on YouTube Shorts, we can average it out, but they're looking like they're getting on average around 120 to maybe 250,000 views on average. Their most recent videos are underperforming their channel average, therefore it's not worth recreating these videos. If I keep scrolling back onto this Chloe versus history account, and you can see this first one got 1.1 million views, and so she's never got higher than 1 million views. So actually this one here, they got 861,000 views, which was posted 2 months ago. This could be a potential. And so what you could do is then you could copy this link, go into your niches here, we're going to add in a new tab, and we're going to rename this to video to recreate, and you're going to put the channel name and then the video link. All right, and so for this one, this is Chloe versus history, and we're going to put the video link here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to say recreate, like have we recreated this, and then we're going to put no, and then we're going to change this to yes once we've recreated it. And so this is all you're going to do every single day. So we're going to go into history by May. This is another one. That's a potential one that we could make, but that one was posted 2 months ago. Ideally, we're looking for something that was posted today or yesterday or at least 3 days ago that has gone better, right? Has gone viral. So this is in the last 72 hours max. Ideally, the last 24 hours. So for example, we come onto here, onto this new channel. We're going to go into Shorts, Latest. Boom, 2.6 million views 3 days ago, 2.4 million views 4 days ago. And so we're going to copy the link to that video and we're going to add that to our list, right? So we're going to copy this link, go into here, videos to recreate, and we're going to put that here. Say, no, we haven't recreated that. And we're going to say this is history by May. And so that is a video that we want to start looking to recreate, because that one has actually outperformed her channel average quite significantly in just the last couple of days. And so essentially what we can now do is we can use this video inside Clonio to recreate it, all right? And so all we need to do is copy this link. We can go into Clonio, we can go into our script writer, and we can give the video to it, and it can write the video script for us. And so this is literally the process that we can do to find viral video ideas. I'm just going to show you a few more just so you can kind of really understand the process here. Go to rename, let's just call this like channels, to copy. We'll go into the next one. And again, same process, right? This is probably the most simplest way of finding it. Ideally, we're looking for videos that are narrated like this, because then when we use Clonio, we can actually recreate that video using AI, because they've actually narrated her content. We have a script. Again, scroll down. So she's posted a few videos recently. Let's have a look at how they're doing. So her channel average is not huge. She does between 50 to a few 100,000 views. There's not a massive outlier. So if you look at the channel we just looked at, right, where they're getting a few 100,000 views, and then they got bang 2.6 million, or this one got 6 million views, that's a huge outlier versus something we're seeing here, 79,000, 140,000. 1 week ago. The largest one is this one here, which is 798,000 views. We could recreate that one. That's probably the closest one. So maybe what I'd do is I'd come into here and I'd copy this link. And so this is called Rosie Hart. We'll go back into this, videos to recreate. We're going to paste it, call it Rosie Hart. And no, we haven't. And so now all of a sudden we have 3 videos within a couple of minutes that we can start to recreate using AI. And this is honestly the best way of coming up with proven video ideas, because what we don't want to do is look for videos that haven't been posted in God knows how long, or try and invent our own video ideas. We're trying to find proven formats that have already proven to go viral, and then we're recreating those with AI to give us the best chance of success. And so again, let's go to this one. 2 months ago, nearly 1 million views. This one could have been a good one, but it's 2 months ago. It's a little bit too old now. And so we're not going to bother with that one. We'll go back to our account and we're going to keep working our way through. So we're going to do the last 2 here to show you the process. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go on to our next step in the process, which is step number 3, how to actually set up your channel. Then finally, how to create your first video. All right, so we close both of these ones. Latest videos here. This is a slightly more entertainment / like education, edutainment kind of content. 5.7 million views, 10 million views. So this one did really well. But the reason why this one performs is probably the art style more than anything. And so it may not be worth it. But still, like, that is far exceeding their channel average. So perhaps that's something that I would put onto my list. And we could actually recreate this. This is definitely something we could recreate with AI. So we're going to go into videos to recreate. We'll put this one here. Get the channel name. And this one's going to be Hey Historically. So we'll do Hey Historically. And then for now we're going to put this as no, and then we'll do the last one, and this is essentially the process we're going to go through. So again, this is another animation channel. They're posting some kind of edutainment kind of content. Their latest video was this one here that we've just actually clicked on, and so sometimes people haven't posted in absolutely ages as well. So this one was 4 days ago. So they get 1 million views quite regularly, so none of these are really big outliers. You might be tempted to be like, oh, let's do this one, I've got 1 million views, but like, look at the rest of their channel. Most of their videos get 1 million views. And so for this one, we're looking for something like this, which has got over 5 million views, or 5.3, 5 million here. Let's have a look, see if there's anything else that's actually crushing it. 7 million. So this would have been a good one, but this was posted 5 months ago, so that's a little bit too long ago. So we want to take something that's a little bit more recently. So for this one, we're not going to bother. And so now what you have when it comes down to coming up with video ideas is you have a formula to follow, all right? And then what we're going to do at the end of that day is we're going to go onto here. We're going to try and add 5 to 10 more channels. And so by the end of the next couple of weeks, we'll have 50 to 100 different channels. And so what we'll end up having is, through pure just volume, we're going to find a channel that's posted a video today that is vastly outperforming their channel average over the last 24 to 48 hours, which we can recreate with AI. And so that's essentially the process that you need to go through to actually come up with viral video ideas. There's nothing more to it than that. Right, so now we're going to move on to step number 3, which is how to actually set up your YouTube channel. So if you haven't already done this, then I'll break down step by step exactly what you want to do. If you have already done this, then obviously go ahead and skip forward to step number 4, where we're going to go ahead and create your first video. So step number 3, how to set up your YouTube channel. This is really simple and you shouldn't overcomplicate this. So I'm just going to go into a new incognito window here, and we're going to break down exactly how we do this. So all you're going to want to do is go to youtube.com. Now I would recommend doing this on your phone rather than on your laptop, because we want to go through a process which is called warming up your YouTube channel. And so when we're in here, go ahead and click on sign in. Now all you want to do is sign in with an existing Gmail account that you have. So if you have a Google account, sign in with that. If you don't have a Google account, then you're going to want to go ahead and click on create account. We'll do for my personal use. We're going to call this test account. We're going to go ahead and click on next. Select your date of birth. So I'm going to do the 3rd January, whatever, male, boom. Just put some numbers in here, doesn't really matter. Then you're going to give whatever email address you want. So we're going to call this testaccount@gmail.com. Test account has already been taken. Put some random numbers in there. Oh, hang on. There you go. Get a Gmail address instead, sorry. So we'll do test account. Put some random numbers in. Username isn't allowed. Okay, so we're going to do Matthew YouTube automation @gmail.com. Whatever we're happy with, that's fine. Then give it a password. So what you can do is test 1 2 3 4 star, and then go ahead and click on next. Okay, that password doesn't match, so I'm going to come up with a new one. So now we've got a password. Go ahead and click on next. This is then going to go ahead and create your account. Now what you want to do is go ahead and put your phone number in. It's going to send you a 2-factor authentication code. Go through the process and set up your Gmail account. All right, I'm not going to do this because I already have about 1 million different Gmail accounts. And so once you have your Gmail account, go ahead and click on sign in, and you're going to sign in with that same Gmail account that you just made. Brilliant. And so this is what it's going to look like. So now you've signed in. You're not going to have a YouTube account yet. You just have a Gmail account, and you've logged into YouTube through your Google account. So you're going to come up here to the top right hand side, and you're going to click on create a channel, right? So you can click on create a channel here, and then you're going to just give your channel a name, right? So we'll do clone your support. That's fine. And then you can select a picture, so you can upload any logo that you want, or you can select one of their pre-made ones. That's fine. We can upload something, and for now we're just going to go ahead and click on create channel. That's literally it. Now we should have a YouTube channel. There's pretty much nothing else that we really need to do. The only thing that I'd recommend at this point is now logging in from your phone, and we're going to go through a process which is called warming up your YouTube channel. Okay, and this is the most important step before you post a single video. And so this is the simple kind of framework that I recommend people going through. You don't have to be this kind of like specific, but this is a guideline for those of you that want specific step-by-steps. Now, warming up an account is super important, because essentially what we're doing is we're telling YouTube that we're real people, we're not robots. And the last thing that you want to do is make an account, come in here, change the bio, add profile pictures, and start posting content on day one, because that's not how most people behave on YouTube. And so you can check this out by saying like, how long is the average time before a new YouTube account posts its first YouTube short? On average, right? So we just want to go to Google and try and get some data on this. And so on average, creators upload their first video short within the first 1 to 7 days. All right, immediate posting, there's no advantage to doing this, and sometimes it can come across as a little bit of a red flag. And so what you really want to do is, when you create an account, is you're going to go through and just warm it up. This is basically telling YouTube that you're a real person. You're not going to spam post random content, and you are interested in their platform. And so the way that we're going to do this is you're going to go on day one, you're going to scroll for around 30 minutes. And so you want to scroll in different blocks. So you're not going to sit down for 30 minutes in a go and just blast out 30 minutes of doom scrolling. You're going to say, for example, 5 minutes of doom scrolling at 9 a.m. while you're having your breakfast. You're going to do 10 minutes of doom scrolling on your YouTube channel at around 11 a.m. to lunchtime, and then maybe 15 minutes extra doom scrolling around 6 to 7 p.m. And so by the end of the day, you've done 30 minutes of just like various kind of engagement on that channel. Then day two, you can up the ante a little bit. Maybe you'll doom scroll for 30 minutes again, but you're also going to like 5 to 10 videos. So for example, we come into here and we go into shorts, and I recommend doing this on your phone. Don't do this on your laptop. We'll just turn on watch history for now. And then you're going to scroll through YouTube shorts. And then when you like a video that you actually do genuinely like, and I would use this with the previous method that we spoke about, which was doom scroll method here. So when you've made a new account, as your content research, you want to be doing the doom scroll method. So when you find something you actually think, maybe I can make content around that, go ahead and click the like button. All right. All you have to do, click the thumbs up and say, oh, that was a cool video. I like that video. So you've liked it. Only do that a couple of times, right? Maybe 5 to 10 videos, like them. Day 3, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to up the ante again. So you're going to scroll for 30 minutes. You're going to like 10 videos this time, plus you're going to comment on 5 videos. Leave a meaningful comment, like a natural kind of typing. So this doesn't mean just like a thumbs up or emoji. Like actually type something out. Then on day 4, you're going to up the ante again. So you're going to scroll for the same 30 minutes. You're going to like 20 videos this time. You're going to comment on 10 different videos, and you're going to subscribe to 5 new channels. And so what we're basically doing is we're showing YouTube that, over time, we're actually enjoying the platform. We're using it more. We're engaging it more. We're a real person. We're liking, we're commenting, we're engaging, we're subscribing. We're actively becoming a consumer of the platform. Day 5, we're going to scroll for another 30 minutes. We're going to like 20 videos. Comment on 20 videos and subscribe to 5 channels plus. And this is the key point on day 5. At this point, on your YouTube account, you're going to come into here, right? And you're going to click on the create button and click on upload video. You're not going to upload anything yet. Don't upload anything, but you can do this a few times. So once you've done that, you're going to come back and you're going to go, okay, close out, and then maybe close a tab, or go back to YouTube and continue doom scrolling again. And so what this tells YouTube is, okay, he's interested in producing content. He's not posted anything yet, but he has clicked that upload button a couple of times. And then around day 5, day 7, anything like that, you can speed this process up. You can now be ready to start posting your first few videos. So that's basically the process that you want to go through on your YouTube channel, all right? Now, we'll actually go through how to post your first video step by step later on, but this is the process you want to go through to essentially warm the account up and make sure it's in a position where you're not going to get shadow banned. Because shadow banning is basically, if I go to this and we type in what is shadow banning, it's where YouTube basically prevents your videos from getting too many views because they think you're a robot, and so they restrict your reach. This typically happens if they think that you're engaging with like you're botting their platform, you're engaging in fake views, or you're leaving fake comments, or you're just trying to spam post content. And that means when we post our first video, we come down to here, we only want to post 1 video a day for the first week. Ideally, only like 2 to 4 videos per week, right? Because what we don't want to do is immediately start making a new account and start spamming content, because they really don't like that. So I know volume is important, but you want to build up to that point, because this is going to give your account so much more protection in the long run. All right, there we go. Cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move into step 4. There's not really much else you want to do in this part of the process. The most important part to creating a piece of content is actually planning out what niche you're going to be in, finding viral video ideas, and then actually creating the content. And so now we're going to move on to step number 4, which is how to create your first viral video. And so we want to come back to our document that we made earlier, where we have all of our channels to copy and videos to recreate. Now, if you remember, we had this video here that was posted very recently that's actually done pretty well by comparison to the rest of her account. This one was posted just a couple of days ago. We go onto her account. If we can see if there's anything else that was posted more recently that's done pretty well. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take that niche or that video link, all right? And this is where you want to have your Clonio account. So if you haven't already, go ahead and I'm just going to put this back onto light mode. If you haven't already, go ahead, click the link down below in the description. I'll take you to clonio.io. If you missed the tutorial on how to do this at the beginning, I'll just show you really quickly. Go to clonio.io, come over here to pricing, click on get started for the monthly plan. And then when you get to this page, use this discount code. It will get you 10% off. We're going to use we can do 7 July is the discount code. Click on apply. That will get you 10% off your next 3 payments, and it will get you an extra 1,000 credits for free, worth about $300 thereabouts. So it's a super great platform to use. Once you've logged in, then we're going to come over here and click on new video. All right, and so new video, there are loads of different ways of creating content inside this platform. We're going to go through a few methods. There's the easiest way, then there's a slower way, which can get you some really cool videos, and those both are quite automated, or there's the fully custom approach. So we're going to go through all 3 of those now. We're going to go through the easiest to the second easiest to the hardest, with more customization as we go through. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to create using AI. Down here, when you log in, you'll have no script like this, right? It'll look like this. You're going to come down here and click on use my own video script and click generate scripts you like faster with AI. Alternatively, you can come over here to the script writing section. I'll take you to both the same sections. Doesn't really matter. You're going to find the video that we're looking to clone, which is on our list here, which was this one. So we're going to copy the link, come back into the software, select your category, right? If there isn't a niche there, select the closest one. Doesn't really matter too much. We're going to select history, and we're going to paste our YouTube video link. Then what we're going to do is we want to describe what that video is actually about. Okay, so go into the video, watch it, and describe what the video is about. So this specific video is talking about how Queen Victoria, let's do this in non-capital letters, how Queen Victoria was opposed to gender equality. All right, and then select the tone of your video. So I would go for something that's kind of a little bit more interesting or inspirational or educational. For this kind of content, we're going to go for interesting, and then select the duration. I would recommend keeping it, you've got to keep it sub 1 minute for it to be posted onto YouTube. So I'll do about 50 seconds, 45 seconds, something like that. We don't want it to be too long. Short and sweet is the best, and go ahead and click on generate scripts. Now what this AI is going to do is it's going to go to this YouTube video. It's going to scrape the entire video. It's going to understand everything about it. It's going to understand what the hook structure is, what the story is, what the topic of the video is about, the retention hacks that it's using, and it's going to understand all the proven storytelling techniques. It's going to pull that from the video, and then the AI is going to analyze it and then rewrite that script in your own words. It'll do this to make sure that you don't get demonetized. But what it's doing is it's essentially writing your script off of a proven piece of content. And so this video has already gone viral. It's already got 798,000 views. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We want to take what's worked and then adapt it slightly and then remake it. And so we're not copying it 1 for 1, but we are just going to adapt and adjust it slightly. And so what's going to happen is you're going to get 5 different scripts that are going to be generated, and you can pick from any one of those scripts. And so what it will basically do is it will write them in slightly different styles with slightly different hooks, and I'm going to show you how to then come up with a better hook as well to each one of your videos to make sure you have the best script possible, because this is what's going to be the most important thing when it comes to making your piece of content. And feel free to go through and read them and pick whichever one you prefer. And so we're going to take, what we're looking for is a video script that sounds similar to the one that we're copying. All right, so people think that she was feminist hero because she was powerful queen, but she actually hated the idea of gender equality. Queen Victoria was the most powerful woman on earth, but she spent her life trying to keep other women down. I think this is a bit more of a stronger hook. She became a famous monarch while she worked in secret to destroy the movement for women to gain rights. She led a giant empire, and she told the world the women were too weak to handle any power. Lived a life extreme wealth while she actively fought to keep regular women from voting or working. So I really like this bottom one. So you're going to click the copy button. And there's two options here. And either number one is you can go ahead and click on use script and just now make an entire video from that. Or alternatively, we can take the script that we just copied, go over here to the script writer, copy it in to our clipboard, go to the hook generator, paste it in here and click on generate hooks. And now the thing that makes a video actually perform really well is the hook itself rather than like the piece of content. And so we're going to paste it into here, and we're going to see what YouTube or what the software says our hook should be. So it's going to do some research on the topic, it's going to do some research on the video that we've pasted in, and it's going to basically try and find us a really high performing hook on previously proven pieces of content that we can use in our video. So we can come up with lots of different video ideas. And so the hook is probably the most important part of your entire piece of content. So I would, even though I think this is a pretty strong hook, Queen Victoria lived a life of extreme wealth while she actively fought to keep regular women from voting or working, I think it's a strong hook. I think we should come up with something that's a little bit more controversial, a little bit better. Now, you'll notice that this scriptwriter is incredibly good. This scriptwriter uses proven storytelling techniques. So it's gone through and it's looked at the science behind what makes a video get better retention. Things like opening and closing loops. So here, she lived in life of extreme wealth, but she fought to keep regular women from voting or working. That opens a loop. Now the audience wants to know why she did this and what she did. And then it doesn't reveal the answer straight away. It slowly tells the story. So it says, many people see her as a symbol of female strength, but she hated the feminist movement, and that reinforces the hook that we just said. She thought that it was a big mistake. When feminists used her as an example, she got very upset. She told her prime minister to fight against a bill for women's rights. She believed she was special and other women should just be helpers. After 1901, her private letters were published to make women feel ashamed. She ruled the world, but she did not want her daughters to have a real voice. And so it's slowly revealing information, but it's not telling the whole story straight away. And that's what makes this scriptwriter like 10 out of 10. Obviously, this is only a short script, like 40 odd seconds. If we made this slightly longer, we'd be able to get slightly more kind of content in there, but you kind of get the idea. So now we have multiple different hooks that we can pick from. So the most famous queen in history was actually the feminist movement's biggest enemy. You probably think Queen Victoria paved the way for women, but she actually spent her entire reign fighting to keep them in the kitchen. That's a pretty good one. It's a little bit controversial, but imagine being the most powerful person on earth, but using that power to ensure no other women could follow in your footsteps. To be honest with you, like, these are all pretty good, but I still think we have a really strong opening kind of hook here. So I'm going to keep what we had from the main script writer, but you can start to do this, you can test, you can generate more hooks as well. So you don't have to just do 9, you can do more and more and more. But for now, we're going to go ahead and take that. We're going to go into our new YouTube video. Now, we're not trying to necessarily clone a YouTube video. This is the easiest method. So we're going to go ahead and click on create using AI. And so you can see it's put our script here. And we're going to select the tone of voice we want. And we're going to go for something that's a little bit more friendly. And now you can choose the kind of content style that you want to go for, right? And so we have thousands and thousands and thousands of styles that we can choose from here. Like, it really depends what kind of content style you're wanting to pick. And so you can scroll through if you want more of an origami art style, you want Minecraft, comic book, a children's book, anime, Pixar style, sketch, Studio Ghibli. And then also this is a community feed as well, so other people will generate their own art styles and then we'll like add it to the community feed so you can pick from theirs. So we have like inspirational here, animated facts, stories. So that's a pretty cool one. So I quite like that one. And if you don't have something that you don't, if there's something here that you don't like, you can go ahead and click on create style. And so we're going to come up with our own unique art style here. So I'm going to create something that I'm going to call Vox paper style, and I want something that's kind of like ripped paper, not quite origami, but my own kind of like custom unique design, something that looks a little bit like this. And so what I've done is I've taken the image and I've actually just gone to Claude. You can describe this yourself, but to show you what to do, I've taken this and I've said, okay, what is this art style? Describe it for me. And it's given me this basic prompt. And so I'm going to take this prompt here, we're going to go back into Clonio, we're going to go into our style and then click on create. And so it's now going to hopefully create us something that's in this art style. And what it will do is it will create an image of this Cthulhu character in our new unique art style. And it's going to call it Vox paper style. And then what it will do is it'll publish it to the community feed. So you guys watching this video can also use this art style as well, just by searching the name Vox paper style. Boom, there we go. Just like that, we now have our own unique custom art style. Basically exactly the same as what we had over here. So super happy with how that came out. Straight, like one shot, got the perfect art style. So we're going to come back to our video, to our create using AI structure, and I'm going to just search for that new style that we just created, which is our Vox paper style. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to click here down to animate all images. So enable for all images. It's definitely worth animating your images because it's going to make the video way more engaging. If you want, you can customize each one of your video prompts and you can tell the AI what you want each video to be to match your script. I'm just going to do this the most automated way possible. So I'm going to say I want 7 let's do 6 images that are all animated, and I'm not going to customize them at all. If you wanted to, you can customize the image prompts here, then you can customize the video prompts here, but I'm just going to let the AI do everything. Then we're going to pick from an AI voice to narrate our content. So I'm going to go with Ashley, that's fine for me, and then you can pick from loads of different music choices. So I'm going to go into my favorites, featured, let's see what this is. This is like an old classic kind of song, which I think is going to match the Queen Victoria, so we're going to take that. Then we're going to select our font for our subtitles. We're going to put that in the middle of the screen. We're going to customize them so they look like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on generate video, and that is it. That's all you need to do to take a video that has already gone viral, that's got 798,000 views, it was posted just a couple of weeks ago, and recreate it using AI. And so in just a couple of minutes we're going to end up with a fully generated AI video that we can just download and post straight to YouTube. This will have the script generated, this will have the video generated, the audio, the music, the captions, everything ready for us to go ahead, download, and post it straight to our channel. And so just like that, we now have a 35-second video ready to post to YouTube, completely edited with sound effects, the whole lot. I'm going to play this for you in just a couple of seconds so you can see what it looks like. But this is what each of the animations look like. If you want to adjust these at any point, you can come into here to image editing. You can edit the prompt, you can change the image, and then you can change the animation as well if that's what you want to do. But you can see the kind of different video clips we're getting. So we're getting the votes for women, we're getting the different clips that really match the story. And so the AI has basically looked at the story, looked at the script, and it's created images and animations that it thinks will best match them at that point in time with the art style that we told it to use. And so you can see we're getting these really cool, unique, custom, like paper cutout videos that we generated with our custom art style. It's super sick, super unique. We even have it turning the pages. Fucking awesome. Like, this is what each one of the videos looks like. And then so if I go ahead and just mute this for you, and I'll put it into full screen just so you can see what the kind of video looks like. And so now you're done. So you have your video ready to go ahead and post, download it, get it straight onto your YouTube channel, and that was done within a couple of seconds. So that is the easiest way of using Clonio to create a viral video in just a couple of seconds without you having to do much work at all. That probably all in all took me in total about 3 to 5 minutes to go from conceptualizing the idea from finding a YouTube video all the way through to creating the video, having something ready for me to download that I can literally post straight away without having to do anything. And so this means you can get a mass amount of volume of content out every single day. You can easily post 3, maybe 10 videos every single day without really having to do that much at all. And so once you're happy with that, you can go ahead and click on render video and download it. Or if you want to adjust anything, go ahead and click on open in timeline editor. The AI will then import all of this into the timeline editor, so you can now adjust every single clip, every single sentence, all the different captions to adjust it to get it to kind of what you're looking for. Just give it a couple of seconds to download, and now you can control this as if you're inside CapCut editing your video. So it will take you through the process and it will do all of it for you. But if you want that custom control and you want to add extra elements in, you can also do that as well. You can also come over to your assets. You can come over to your images and videos inside the software and import any images or videos that you've previously generated into the timeline. And if you lose at any point, you close your tab and you want to come back to it, go to My Generations. You can see here the one that we've just created, and you can click Continue, and you can continue from where you left off, or you can go back to your editor and you can see that it should have saved it into your timeline editor here. So you can go ahead, go back into your timeline and continue editing from where you left off. All right, just make sure you got good internet, unlike me. So that's the easiest method by far. All right. The second method is actually cloning a YouTube video from scratch. And so I'm going to do this using a video that, I think is going to be fairly easy for us to clone, because this one has a real person narrating it, and we'll go through and I'll show you how to do that in just a second and create a video with a real person and compile the custom video entirely custom in just a second. But this is the second way of us creating a piece of content. And so, for example, let's say we wanted to clone this video here that got 5.2 million views. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few screenshots of each different scene. So this is our opening sequence here. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Then we'll have our second screenshot, which is when they're painting the back of the airplane. Then we're going to take our third screenshot, like this. Maybe our fourth screenshot. And then let's do, maybe we'll do this, which will be our fifth screenshot. And you can work your way through. You can take up to 10 different screenshots if you like, right? Maybe we'll do this one. Just like that, and then I think we'll take 1 or 2 more. Let's do the last one here, where they're dropping the wooden bomb. like that. And so then we're going to copy the link to the video, go into Clonio, come down here into our script writer. We can do exactly the same thing, history, but we're going to paste this, and then we're going to describe this video, which is why Brits drops wooden bombs on Germany. Copy that, go back into Clonio, then we're going to describe the subject of the video here. Go ahead and click on generate scripts, exactly how we did last time, but the difference here is now we're going to clone the video with AI in just a couple of clicks. So we're going to get pretty much a near replica of that video that's already gone viral without doing much other than just uploading a couple of screenshots. So once again, we're going to take one of our scripts like this one, but this time we're going to use the clone YouTube video feature. So last time we used the create using AI, so we're going to use clone YouTube video, and this one we're going to go ahead and we're going to select the number of images we just took a screenshot of. So we have here, we're going to our desktop, and if I go on to show all, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to select all 7 of those. We're going to change this to 7 images. We're going to drag those and drop them into here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe the animations. Okay, so we can customize this ourselves, or you can get the AI to do it for you. All right, so customize the animation prompts. Now the reason I want to do this is because I want to closely match the scene for scene in here. So this opening one, right, we're going to look at our opening screenshot, which is this opening one here. And so we're going to just come back into Clonio, and I'm going to describe the prompt here, and I'm going to say the man is pushing on the nose of the airplane and adjusting it and then fixing it in to make sure it all fits. The camera zooms into his hands as he's pushing this on and adjusting the fit onto the airplane. Alright, so that's our first scene. Then what we can do is we can look at our second scene. So he's hammering that in. I don't know if we have that image, so he's painting it here. So we're going to go into our next scene, and I'm going to say the man is brushing up and down and painting the airplane this grey colour over the wood and slowly painting over the plane. Keep the art style exactly the same. All right, so we're just literally just describing each one of these scenes, and then here we're going to say we can do this as the camera zooms out to show the entire airplane flying over the ground as the pilot is looking through his binoculars down at the ground. Keep the art style exactly the same throughout everything. The camera just basically zooms out as the airplane is flying, something like that. And then we'll go into video number 4, which is here. The airplane in the foreground is flying forwards over the runway, so it's flying upwards in the shot, and then the camera tracks and follows it along as we're getting a viewpoint above the plane as it's flying, something like that. And then we're going to go into our next shot, which is this. The item in the middle of the screen is dropped from the plane. It's falling towards the ground. That's a bomb that then hits the ground and explodes. Then number 6, the man in the image adjusts his position, picks up his radio and calls to someone and speaks over the radio. And then finally we're going to describe our last one, which is this. The wooden bomb that has got at the bottom of the plane falls down and the camera tracks it as it falls towards the floor. And if you want, you can click on enhancing. This will enhance the prompts. And so once you're happy with everything, you're going to scroll down. We do everything exactly as we did before. We're going to select our background music. We're going to select our subtitles, select our voiceover, put them in the middle of the screen, and go ahead and click on generate video. And now what this is going to do is it's going to take the video here that's already got 5.2 million views. It's going to take the scenes from the video that made it go viral, and we're getting one step closer to recreating a viral video with AI. So it's going to be slightly more closer to the video that we're trying to clone rather than what we generated earlier, which was a very different piece of content, but it's based on the same idea. Now remember, while this is doing that, if you do want to go ahead and grab a Clonio subscription, I'll leave the link down below in the chat, right in the description. Go ahead to clonio.io, go to pricing, grab the monthly plan here, and then if you haven't already, I know I've been through this 3 times already, but just type in here 7 July and apply, and that'll get you a 10% off discount code over the next 3 months, and that will get you into the account, and it'll also give you an extra 1,000 credits worth $300 for free. And so while that video is generating, I'm just going to play this so you can see the video that we're trying to clone. So look at everything around this video, everything that's going on, all the scripts, all the different video sequences and all the different scenes. And then I'm going to show you what the AI was able to generate us. And then we're going to go through and just make some minor tweaks and adjustments before we can export this and download it and post it to our own YouTube channel. And so the whole idea of this is it's going to take our opening shot. And if we go into Clonio, you can see here is our opening shot over here, right? pretty much exactly the same. He's adjusting it. He's putting the nose cone on the airplane, but you'll notice that the difference between the two shots is the background, right? So one of the key things about YouTube automation is if you're copying someone else's video is you don't want to get demonetized. So it's taken their opening shot and it's changed the background to make sure it's something different, and it's changed the motion so you don't get demonetized. Let's take the second one. So you can see here, he's with a paintbrush. So he's now painting the gray on to the back of the airplane. We go on to our next shot, where he's down here and he's painting it. So again, we have a slightly different background. So we have the barbed wire. It's not exactly the same. Look how fucking similar this is. And then we have our airplane, which is flying along, and he's looking, this is mental. Look how accurate that looks as the airplane's taking off. Pretty fucking cool. Then we have our plane flying along the runway. This one's looking a little bit strange. And so I'm going to go to edit prompt, and I'm going to say, recreate this image exactly. Just change the field around the runway to a cityscape. All right, and we're going to go ahead and recreate, because it's super green, it's just made it look a little bit strange. So I'm not super happy with that one, so I'm going to recreate that image. Then I'm just going to run the same animation prompt on it, but I'm going to try and make sure that we change it a little bit, just to make sure that these airplanes aren't moving in the background as well. While that's doing that, let's go ahead and look at the other shots. We have our bomb that's falling on the ground, and then boom, it explodes. That's pretty cool. Ideally it would fall a little bit quicker, it's a little bit slow motion. This one's fine, I'm pretty happy with that. And then finally this one, the bomb is falling down. That's not too bad. It's a little bit strange, it's a little bit slow motion, and it's actually gigantic, but I think that should be fine in the final video. And so we're going to go ahead and wait for this last one to go ahead and adjust its animation, and then we'll come back. And so now let me just go ahead and play this video so you can see what this looks like. So this is based off of the video that's already gone viral. It's just cloned it from scratch. Like, look how fucking cool that looks. So now we have the video that we can just download and post straight to YouTube. There's nothing else really that we need to do. It's all ready to go. And again, we can do exactly the same thing as we did last time. We can actually import this straight into our timeline editor and edit it as if we're inside CapCut, like we did last time. And then download this and post it straight to YouTube. So pretty fucking cool. So now we have the video completed. That's pretty much all you need to do in step number 4 to create your first video. Just follow those step-by-step instructions. And if you go inside here, there's actually a full course that shows you step-by-step how to do all these different things as well we're going through. So if you need more detail, just go through and watch the course content inside the software itself. And so if you want to like learn a little more in detail, you can watch these course tutorials as well, which isn't necessarily, I can't fit all of that into this one YouTube video, but hopefully that makes sense there. So next up, we're going to go how to actually post your video. So once you actually have a video that you're happy with, so we're going to take our one that we've just generated here. I'm going to come into this, and I'm going to show you how we're going to render this out and then download it. So all you need to do is go ahead and click on render video and then download, and you can see we have this new render here. Render video and then download it. So this will take a couple of minutes to render it out. So this should only take a couple of seconds to, we're already on 76%. Now, while that's doing that, you're going to come over to YouTube, to your new channel. You're going to go ahead and click on Create. You can click on Upload Video, and then we're going to copy the title of the video that we're trying to clone. All right, so in our case, if we go over to our scriptwriter section, right, where we actually wrote the script, I think I gave the description here, which is why the Brits dropped wooden bombs on Germany. We're going to come over here, and we're going to upload the file that we're rendering out. So it's 90% done. That'll be done in a second. And then once you're ready with that, go ahead and click on the download video. It'll download it straight to your downloads folder if you're on Mac, or it will open up on the tab. You can click the 3 dots and click on download. You can also go to My Generations, click on renders inside here, and you can see the new video that we've just rendered. Click on the 3 dots, and then you can download that straight to your desktop computer as well. And so once you've done that, you're going to come over here to channel. You're going to grab the download folder, which will be done in just a second. Now, this is really important. We don't want to get this part wrong. So we're going to grab this. We're going to upload it. It's going to upload it straight to our account. And now we're going to give the video a title. So we're going to give it the same title as the video that we're cloning. And then we're going to go back onto YouTube. And we're just going to copy the same description and the same tags and hashtags that they used in their piece of content. So we're going to paste the video title. We're going to find this one, which is this one here. And then click on this, and you can see if they've got any description. They don't. And so we're pretty much fine. There's not really much we have to do. So we're going to do the description. We're going to put the same title in the description here. And then we're going to scroll down. We're going to say, no, it's not made for kids. Now, even if your video, kids could watch it, you want to click no, it's not. Because basically if you say, yes, it is made for kids, this will only show it to kids that are under the age of like 12. And so it's not going to get any views. And so you want to make sure it says, no, it's not explicitly only for kids, is what this should probably say. Drop down age restrictions, say no, do not restrict my video to over 18 or only, because again, it will restrict the amount of views you can get quite significantly. Don't take this, And then AI use, if you want to, you can click yes or no. And then what you can go ahead and do, so we're obviously using AI here. And then what you're going to do is allow automatic chapters and key moments. We're going to turn this off, we're going to turn this off, and we're going to turn this off. And the reason why is because it's going to try and put like chapters inside like a really short 30-second video. And so we just don't really particularly want to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to add some tags. And so you want to just go into something really broad, right? So we're going to do history, we're going to do war story, and then we're going to look at maybe World War II. We'll do World War II, something like that. Then we'll do Nazi Germany. Something that is based, just some really broad things that just tell like YouTube what your video is about. So we'll do history facts, maybe we'll do history documentary, something like that. Super broad. They don't have to be like the world's best tags. I wouldn't even fill these out completely. Maybe put like 5-10 of these tags maximum in there. Then select language, or just leave this as blank, leave this as blank. I'd leave these, that's fine. I'd leave people to remix it. That can always get you more views. That's good. Leave all these ones on, and then go ahead and scroll to the top. And we want to make sure we adjust the thumbnail. Okay, so you can only do this in the mobile app. You can also post this on your phone as well. I'm just doing it in desktop. But for now, it's going to put this as our thumbnail image, or it'll put our first shot as our thumbnail. It's not super important because obviously people don't see a thumbnail to click on it. It'll just show on their For You page. We're not going to connect another related video. Just go ahead and click on next. This is fine. Go ahead and click on next. And then all you want to do is go ahead and click this on public, and then go ahead and click on publish. And that is it. There's nothing else that we need to do. That'll then take a few minutes to go ahead and render. You can come into here and refresh your YouTube Studio, and you should now see the video that you've just produced going ahead and uploading inside your platform, inside your YouTube Studio over here. So you go ahead and click on Shorts, and you can see, bang, here it is, 38 seconds. And then we can come into Analytics. Now, here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this video tutorial here because we're over 1 hour already. If you want to learn how to get out of that 1,000 view jail, once you grab your Clonio subscription, come over here to the course. And then inside here, if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see there's a video here on how to escape the 1,000 view jail. Watch this video. It's had 162 views. It's really good and explains exactly how to get out of that 1,000 view jail. It's inside the software itself. So when you get that subscription, go straight to course, watch that video, follow the steps inside this, and watch the rest of the course content, and you should be in a pretty good place to go ahead and get your first video out. And so that will explain to you how to read the analytics in here, what to look for, when to post, when the best time of day to post is, all that kind of stuff, right? So how to find viral videos, how to prompt it, how to write scripts, how to buy and monetize channels, how to go viral, how to make different types of content styles. We also have pre-built workflows as well. If there's a certain type of like kind of content style that you want to create, there's already pre-built workflows and stuff in here as well. So everything's all inside the software. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see anything else on the channel, and I'll film you another in-depth video. This has been an absolute blast. I'll see you guys in the next one.